Hello there. Welcome back to the lands of Aecathan. No professionals, no fancy tech, just a group of women playing an all-original game of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Jeff, your Game Master, and here's what happened last time. Athgarr and Gwen went to visit Siobhan Goldenmane, one of the Lion Clan elders that Athgarr had a good relationship with, to ask for advice on the idea of holding 2 separate funeral services for his father. Siobhan laid bare to the couple several facts about the Four, about Lord Tremaine, and about Athgarr and Gwen's relationship. Athgarr asked Siobhan for advice on his thought of having both a clan funeral and a public funeral for his father, and Siobhan agreed to talk to him about it on one condition: that he arranged for her to meet the other members of the Four. Athgarr suggested they meet at the Ivory's Wrath, a suggestion that was well received by Siobhan after she realized that's where the handsome blue fellow worked. When Athgarr and Gwen arrived at the Wrath, they alerted Oloric to the upcoming meeting. He directed their attention to a large raven sitting on a windowsill, drinking from a goblet. They joined Aribell, Tasha, and Zorith at the table and sat down. Gwen went over to speak to the raven. She discovered that the raven was, in fact, Siobhan, shapeshifted, who then reverted to human form and joined the table. After making her attraction to Oloric public, Aribell advised her that there's currently an understanding between him and Zorith. When Zorith was persuaded to demonstrate her wings and Oloric's open-mouthed reaction was pointed out to Zorith, Siobhan made several rather blunt observations to Zorith. Siobhan then grilled the table about stories involving Athgarr that hadn't been made public. And Tasha performed the quintet of new songs she wrote about the exploits of the Four while Athgarr has been traveling with them. Siobhan paid very close attention to the songs, asking about their truth after each one was performed. Athgarr finally got an opportunity to present his idea about dual ceremonies to Siobhan, who informed him that his idea happened before in the history of the city, back during the time known as the Blood Sand. Siobhan was informed of the accolades given to Athgarr by Lord Bonethane, and also informed that Lord Tremaine was jealous. Athgarr was surprised by a line of citizens from the Outer Enclave who wanted to express their sympathies, which continued until Oloric closed the Wrath for the evening. Wiggy and Jalea came in during Athgar's greeting of the citizens, and he expressed his sympathies and made a few keen observations. The group decided to host a breakfast the following morning to discuss plans for the dual ceremonies, including Aermagh, Sten, and Oloric. As the group headed to their respective homes, Gwen going with Athgarr, Zorith stopped to chat with Oloric and surprised him by kissing him and telling him she would be willing to move ahead with their relationship as long as it happened very, very slowly. And that is where we pick up for this episode, the following morning.
When I wake up and go downstairs, when Tasha gets up, I want to talk to her.
Okay. Tasha wakes up.
I tell Tasha that she should add another verse about Gwen becoming a lady and Athgarr getting the medal.
Okay. I go back to my room.
Yeah. Because that's kind of important in general.
Smart.
'Tis.
I'm assuming we told everybody what time to come to breakfast.
We're smart like that.
Yeah.
I assume we have kind of a typical breakfast time.
Oloric Athgarr, Aermagh, right?
Mm-hmm. And Sten.
Oh, I was gonna go get pastries, right?
Yep. Somebody else may have to do that.
I come back downstairs and say, "Can you go get pastries? Cause I'm finishing this song."
Yep.
Sweet.
And then,
And then I
will
go back
run-
upstairs.
Yep, and I will go run and get some pastries.
Okay. When you arrive, the bakery is humming, but Hugh and Sar are both happy to see you, regretful of the circumstance that likely brought you back to town, and they ask you to please send their sympathies to Athgarr, and they ask if there's going to be a public ceremony.
And I say unsure right now.
Okay.
So.
Aribell, when you eventually make it down to the kitchen.
Well, I'm sure I'm down there before she leaves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's been early.
You hear a door creak.
Are you hungry, Zach?
Hello.
Hello.
Not hungry.
Are you
Checking.
good?
Yep. New mushrooms.
What
Not
kind
for
of?
me.
Purple.
You grew purple mushrooms?
Found. Sewers.
What do they seem to do?
Not sure. Still testing. Smell good.
The mushrooms?
Yep.
Did we bring him any of the mushrooms from the?
No.
Nope. Nope.
We
The
didn't
tower.
bring him any of the evil mushrooms.
The tower has them all.
Okay.
Can you imagine the trouble he could get into?
Oh my
So
god.
that means now we gotta go investigate the sewers. Oh, great.
Do we?
Were there any other weird things in the sewers, or just purple mushrooms?
Nope. Just mushroom.
But you've never seen them before?
Nope. Not been in that part of sewer before.
Oh, okay.
Got lost.
Well, maybe it was a lucky thing if you found new mushrooms.
If they do anything.
We're probably going to be here for a little longer than normal.
Okay.
Want me
Okay.
to leave
Have
food
checked.
down? You want me to leave food?
Nope. Okay.
Okay. I was gonna totally have Zori take him food down when she got home, but he showed up. So.
Mm-hmm. And then you hear the door creak again and the latch shut.
Continue prepping breakfast.
All right. At Athgar's apartment, or house, I guess. He was up relatively early. Tried to be quiet and let Gwen sleep. Gwen,
I'm a pretty light sleeper.
well, when you do eventually rise, he's at his desk. Seems to be writing notes.
Well, I'll go about getting ready for the day without disturbing him.
Okay.
I'll try to be quiet.
Well, okay. Roll stealth. Oh. Well.
17. Not a great roll.
He rolled a 35 for perception. He rolled a natural 20.
Yep. I did not roll well at all. And I had advantage, so I have no excuse.
Well, you're trying to be quiet, but he seems to know. And he just stops writing and turns his head.
Sorry to disturb you.
Not at all. I've been preparing.
Have you been up long?
I don't think so. Maybe an hour.
Well, it sounds like you've been productive with your time.
In the tradition of the clans, at a funeral or memorial service, there is, for lack of a better term, a sympathy line where those related or otherwise involved can be greeted and spoken to by those who attend.
I've heard of such things.
Although I'm not 100% certain that it's appropriate, it is a public event, even just for the clans. And it seems the right time to start letting the elders know where I stand.
Where do you stand?
I am prepared to fill my father's shoes.
Well, I know for some time you weren't sure you wanted the job.
I don't. But I'm not confident of any of the other candidates that would likely be put forward.
You know, some argue that the best leaders don't necessarily want to lead, but feel called to do so.
Well, at the risk of sounding immodest, that does describe how I feel about this.
Well, you know that I've long thought that you would do a better job leading than your father did.
That's my goal. But there are many who are not going to like what I have in mind.
I assume that means that you intend to make some changes.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to share?
The biggest one is the one that's going to be the most contentious. But knowing the histories as I do, the original purpose of the outer wall and the inner wall was to provide an added measure of security. And
Yes.
the original plan was, if attackers breached the outer wall, those who lived and worked between the walls would retreat within the inner walls and help
Yes.
fortify the city. Somewhere along the line, the inner wall became a border between the commoners and the elite.
Yes. I'm well aware.
That needs to stop. And
What do you propose?
a declaration that citizens of Thunder's Edge have the right to the entirety of Thunder's Edge. I'm not quite certain yet how that can be safely accomplished. I have ideas, but I'm going to need to sit down with Aermagh and see if they're feasible. But this demarcation of prosperity needs to stop.
I don't disagree. But you know that many of the clan elders who hold positions of privilege and esteem will not be eager to give that up.
Yes. Some of them, I think, might. There are a few scattered throughout the clans that would agree.
Is this something that you need to share prior to winning the approval of the clan elders?
No. But I am going to begin to alert them that certain behaviors are not going to be acceptable. Not any longer. And that will begin with the sympathy line.
I suppose you will choose who makes up the members of that line.
Myself, Arilahkis, and the four.
And us?
Yes.
Under what? What are you thinking? Why would it be us?
Well, Aermagh, obviously, as
Of
the
course.
seneschal. But with my father gone, there are no living relatives that it would be appropriate within the clan structure to acknowledge. However, in a way, we are our own clan, being a sept.
True.
Somewhere down the road, there may be a discussion of abdicating from the Lion Clan and formally declaring ourselves as the Dragon Clan. But that's for later.
Wow. I definitely would not lead with that.
No.
Wow, that would be a major change.
The fact that the dragons consider us a sept is already a major change.
It is.
And likely they most, if not all, have heard Tasha's dragon song by now. So this would not come as a complete surprise.
No, that's true.
And there is one clan in Thunder's Edge which almost went extinct. They are small, but still in existence now. And many of the elders were quite ready to let that clan disappear because it did them personally no good. There's another reason for wanting a sixth clan. They were willing to let the Fox clan vanish because it would increase their influence. By declaring a new clan, it would have the opposite effect. And as that new clan would hopefully be the ruling clan, it will cause a major disruption, but one I believe warranted.
So, if you were to abdicate, then who would lead the Lion Clan?
I would make my suggestion. They, of course, would be free to choose their own leadership, but I would let it be known I would nominate Cheven.
A wise choice, although unusual.
Well, it would certainly discomfit some. And that would be part of the pleasure.
So if you were to abdicate, which I'm just having the hardest time wrapping my head around this, what would who would be a member of this new clan? Any who chose to follow you?
I hadn't thought about that. I had thought of extending membership to Aermagh, as he seems a bit more involved in draconic things lately.
That's one way of putting it.
But otherwise, I had considered just the five of us.
So you're going to take on leadership only to abdicate it?
Well, I would still be the lord of the city. But
Just not of the clan.
correct. But that would also mean removing the Lion Clan's influence as having the leader of the city as part of their clan. The one thing that I noticed, and I'm sure you did as well, was that many in the clan felt that they could hold opinions and perform actions simply because they were the same clan as the leader.
Yes.
Part of what I would like to do is disabuse them of that notion. And whether we create a new clan or not, I fully intend to make them understand that that particular influence is gone. that I will not be ignoring the things they say and do simply because we are of the same clan.
Well, I spent years trying to become a member of this clan. It had never occurred to me that I would ever leave it.
And I don't know that any of us will. It's a half-formed thought. I obviously would want to speak with the others as well.
It's a big decision.
And one, I acknowledge, need not be made in haste.
You have been busy.
I have been preparing. There are people who will be at the clan ceremony who believe that they will come and pay half-hearted lip service to my face. And undoubtedly some will attempt to slight you to my face. I am preparing.
It might be easier to let me skip the line, as that does not typically occur.
Trust that I have absorbed some pertinent knowledge from all of the books that I have read. I have a plan.
What can I do to assist?
Be yourself.
That's dangerous.
Well, they should learn who you are.
How much of myself would you like me to be?
As much as you are comfortable with.
This sounds perhaps like not the best way to ingratiate yourself with the clan elders.
Part of this is calculated to force them to acknowledge the fact that I am no longer a child.
So we're setting some boundaries today.
Well, not necessarily today, but at the first ceremony. And then at the second ceremony, I intend the clan elders to be seated in the front row so that they may watch as the dignitaries from the rest of the country pass through the sympathy line.
Smart.
So that they will see how I acknowledge the other leaders and how they acknowledge me and the rest of us.
Okay. So we need to be imposing a bit.
No. We must simply appear as competent as we are.
Okay.
The clan leaders will not be cowed by any show of power or force. They are too entrenched in their social position. But quiet competence and a well-placed barbed word or two will have a significantly more salient effect.
massive aggression.
Indeed. When necessary. But delivered calmly, with a pleasant smile, so that no one could possibly take offense.
Ah, passive aggression.
Politics.
I can't say that I have ever participated in politics. I know that it was part of the training that I received after receiving my nobility, but honestly, I didn't listen very carefully to that part because it was really boring.
Well, you may discover there's a subtle art. It's like fencing, except you are fencing with words and ideas as opposed to blades.
Have you ever known me to be subtle?
I didn't say subtle. I said it was like fencing. Would you describe fencing as subtle? Flashing steel and clashing blades?
No.
As I said, I simply want you to be yourself.
All right.
And I will make the same request to everyone else as well. As my teacher once described it, do not hold your tongue, but coat it in honey before you speak.
Interesting. I'll need to practice with that in mind.
Well, I'm sure the others would be willing to help. Speaking of
Are you
which,
sure I couldn't just, stab someone? It seems so much easier.
it may come to that, so be prepared.
Good to know. That you were saying.
We should join the others. I'm sure
All
they're
right.
wondering where we are.
I imagine so. I'll grab my things.
Okay. All right, so, Tasha, how long does it take you to add the verse?
Well, probably an hour.
Okay. All right. So, Zorith, you are easily back before that hour is up. Aribell is still working on the rest of breakfast. There's a knock at the back door.
Open it.
It's Oloric. And he's carrying what looks like a small wooden box. Well, not that small, but...
Man, sorry. My brain went somewhere inappropriate.
Ooh.
An SNL skit, you can imagine which one. Guessing that's for Zorith. Sorry. All right.
Oh, no.
What part of slowly didn't you understand? Yeah.
Come in. We're still waiting on the others.
Cook insisted that I bring something to add to this morning.
That's very kind of her.
And he brings in the box and sits it down and opens the top lid, and this strong smell of cinnamon and apple comes wafting out. And you see that there is a substantial, fluffy, still steaming coffee cake.
That looks delicious.
I'm told it is.
Would never expect anything less from Cook.
Indeed.
Take it, and set it on the table.
So, may I assist?
Everything I think is ready. Just keeping it warm. Zori should be back any minute, or is she already back? Did you say she was back already?
I said she'd be back before Tasha was finished.
Oh, okay. Zori ran out to grab a few pastries, so shouldn't take long. Depending, I'm sure they're busy, but they may want to catch up for a second.
Certain they were happy to see her. All right, Zorith, you can decide when you get back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I walk in.
Ah. Good morning.
There she is.
I lean over and I kiss him on the cheek.
And he kind of turns his head and kisses you on the cheek as well. I believe I'm going to like this addition.
Don't be getting too cocky.
So noted.
I don't know, you do have competition, Zori.
Oh, okay.
I beg your pardon.
What's her name again? The elder?
Shiven?
Shiven.
Oh yeah, Shiven quite fancies you.
Oh, I look at him.
Oh my god.
An amusing jest, Aribell.
Not a jest.
Oh.
Ye gods.
You should be flattered. It's okay. And a little horrified, but
You're
more
right,
flattered.
I should be, but the horror keeps getting in the way. She's old enough to be my grandmother.
At least. I mean, does anyone know really how old that woman was?
I know how old she is now, but I just, figured that out today. So.
Wow.
This is about
It'll be.
Oh, go ahead.
I'll say it'll be okay. I don't think she'll do anything that you wouldn't want her to.
How did she even know who I was?
I don't know.
To my knowledge, she does not spend any time in the Outer Enclave, except perhaps to pass through it leaving the city.
Well, now that we know she can turn into a raven, maybe she spends more time there than we realized. She looks well informed about a lot of things.
Perhaps that is her reputation.
And, I mean, you do stand out just a little.
Of that I am very aware. But I will say, having gotten to know the four of you and having become friends with Athgarr, it has changed some attitudes. I'm very grateful.
Well, glad to hear that. And it seems like when we've been in town, we've seen more people from the inner enclave in the outer enclave.
There have been a small but regular influx of people from the inner enclave coming to eat. I attribute that more to Cook's talent than anything I've done, but regardless, they appear comfortable, which is different.
I'm sure it's... Gossip tends to spread. I'm sure it's known that Aermagh has been known to find himself there, and Athgarr, of course, so...
I believe you're right. Probably about this time that Athgarr and Gwen arrive at the forehome, just in time to see Arilahkis and Sten appear just past the corner of the house. Well, that's interesting timing.
How so?
You two are just getting here?
Yes.
Then I'd say I'm right on time.
Not late yet.
I smell cinnamon.
There was talk of pastries.
Oh, from the little bakery on the south side. Nice. Well, your house. After you.
Thank you.
Oh, Zori. Zek came up while you were out.
Oh.
He found new mushrooms in the sewers.
Look of not confusion, but concern comes over my face.
He said they're purple.
And I think back, and it was yellow, orange, and red, correct?
Correct.
Oh, that's potentially not good.
We might want to get a little bit more information about where he found them and make sure they're not creepy mushrooms.
Right.
Could really go without Thunder's Edge being taken over by
Well,
new. That's probably when they all walk in here.
right.
Our to-do list is already pretty long.
Right. I'm hoping what I just heard is speculation and not we need to go burn things.
It is a cautious scouting mission that we need to do. Just to check. Our favorite kobold found new mushrooms in the sewer, and we've had some experience recently with weird mushrooms, so we just want to double check.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Never seen purple mushrooms, right? I mean, I don't know Thunder's Edge, flora, not fauna.
I haven't. I heard of them.
Oh, okay.
But
You have heard.
Never anywhere near the surface.
No, they were in the sewer.
That's still nearer than where I've heard of them.
So, We'll put it on the list.
Those sound like deep dark mushrooms.
Deep dark mushrooms?
Well, yeah, from the deep dark.
Do we know what the deep dark is, Jeff?
Everybody roll history.
Uh, 5.
Gwen has never heard.
Nope. Sure haven't.
23.
22.
9.
Okay. Zorith, you've heard the name, but you couldn't say with any certainty even what it means,
Okay.
let alone really knowing anything about it.
Right.
Aribell and Tasha, you've heard the fables about adventurers who found themselves a mile or so beneath the surface of Aecathan, down in a labyrinth of subterranean tunnels with no light, strange creatures, and bizarre fauna. Flora. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to need to check that out. That seems a little creepy.
Well, it's different.
He's seeing what he can make out of them.
Well, let me know if it's something I need to do something about.
Sure.
Will do. Good, everyone. Food's ready.
As everyone sits down to eat, in the interest of time, Athgarr brings everybody up to speed on what he learned from Shiven the night before and what his ideas are, and begins a discussion of the logistics. When to do it, how to do it, where to do it.
Does he bring up the sept?
Mm-mm.
Just the funeral stuff.
Just the funeral stuff. That's all he's talking about right now.
Okay. Well, if you're still interested in help with the public ceremony, Zori and I could go to Aermagh, bring my mother back to help, as I said before.
I would very much appreciate her assistance.
And we can work on the public ceremony while you all work on the clan ceremony.
I wondered if you might go and pick up some of my countess attire from my estate.
Certainly.
We're gonna have to dress up, aren't we?
Indeed.
We have our nice outfits, right? That we wore to the Dragon Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we'll need additional outfits beyond what we have?
We'll bring a couple things. It depends. If we're having everyone here, then we'll probably need to have a state dinner at some point.
I think for the two ceremonies, we should dress not identically, but with a consistent theme.
Ooh.
Well,
What would that theme be?
We had planned to work some dragon items into our finery.
I think we have that for the 4 of us.
So we need to make sure that Athgarr has something too.
If necessary, I can simply provide that with an illusion.
But I take care of this one.
Can I ask an out-of-character question just to make
course.
sure? So the sept is just the 4, not Athgarr.
Correct.
Okay. But we're saying like it's all 5 of us, and I just want to make sure we're not... I don't want to be rude.
No, he's...
He's part of our horde.
Yes.
I think is. So,
I mean, legit, yes, he is.
Okay. I just want to, not. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
That
Yeah.
is funny.
And
Always.
I will plan something appropriately sedate and appropriate for the occasion, but with just enough design to suggest at least a casual relationship.
With who?
With you four.
A casual relationship?
Well, I am not sept.
Okay.
So there is at least how it will be viewed by the other members of the clans. There is insufficient connection for a formal declaration of any sort.
Ah, okay.
And probably at this point in the political where we are politically at the moment, you probably do not want to look like you're putting something else above the Lion Clan.
That's true too.
If you want their support in this.
Well, part of the argument I intend to make is the fact that I have been traveling with you, and that I have been assisting you.
That is true.
So, some visual connection would be appropriate. But it will be a fusion of sigil. So that I can honor my clan and my city and my father, but also my dedication to the four of you.
This sounds like... How about this? Would you trust me to fashion a design? Bring it to you for approval? It would be one thing I could take off of your to-do list.
Of course. Thank you.
I'll take care of it.
Aermagh leans over. If you want a second opinion, you can bring it to me.
I will. Thank you.
Don't have any concern about linking you to us. I just want to be very careful of how we use the dragon component to curry favor, as it is not dragon way to be involved in human affairs. So using that too heavily could be an issue with the dragons.
Bringing
And
in
us as their
Yeah,
emissary.
it's kind of a not permission. It's kind of special. I can't think of the right word, but we're being allowed to be part of their.
It's an honor.
That's the word. Thank you.
Yeah, use the 4 all you want. I just be careful about how we manipulate people with the dragon stuff. I don't want to get eaten.
well, I have no claim to any of that, so that would not be part of the iconography that I would choose.
I have ideas.
I'll be interested to see them. So I take it you're planning on having them up there with you for the sympathy line. Indeed.
Is that all right?
He can have anybody up there he wants. He can stand up there by himself if he wanted to. But, you know, being up there with you 4, that'll piss some people off, but it'll also impress the hell out of some other people. I would like you up there as well. Why? Because you were at my father's side. Yeah. Not gonna be at his side anymore. No, but I'm hoping that should I be chosen to succeed him, that you will stay on. Oh. I figured you'd want somebody else. Like who? Like her. He points at Zorith.
I am flabbergasted and also aghast, and I don't want that job and would never expect, like, you have years of knowing what you're doing, and additionally, and I look around, like, God's forbid that you would have anything happen to you, it would go to Sten because you've been training her. Like, and I'm pacing now.
Yes.
This is silly.
Everything that she just said beside, she is a formal member of the 4. She has a job. And I would not deprive Aribell, Gwen, and Tasha of her power and her ability. They are used to fighting together. I would not remove a component from that equation. Okay, fair point. Still, kind of surprised. But, yeah, I'll stick around.
And Aermagh, I would imagine this sympathy line is for family, and I mean, you're the other family that Athgarr and Tremaine had, right? I mean, you had just as much to do with raising Athgarr as Tremaine did.
Well,
Some would say more.
I don't know about that. I do.
And probably the closest thing that Tremaine had to a brother.
Now you're kind of far out on a limb there. We fought like cats and dogs most of the time.
That's what brothers do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sten finally pipes up and goes, and now you've embarrassed him.
Oh,
He'll get
well.
over it.
Yeah, just, don't expect him to talk much, because when he gets embarrassed, he just kind of shuts down. And Aermagh just glares at her, and she's like, he can still glare.
I pass him the bowl of potatoes. Here, eat some more, and then the talking won't be as not talking won't be obvious. So after breakfast, Zori, would you mind going to Aermagh with me?
Not at all. Wait, why are we going to Aermagh?
To get my parents.
Oh,
Ah.
both of them?
Well, my dad can drink with Arilahkis.
Are we are we also starting to tell individual members of, do we tell Bone Thane anything, or what shall we do? I don't
Not
I
yet.
think we'll wait until we have dates and times and whatever the
Places.
proper protocol is. We'll rely on my mother to help with that.
but also it will probably get out and on the far signals real soon.
Well, I think the far signal's already gone out that he died, right?
Yes.
Oh, so
They will be anticipating notice. Or hoping for notice.
They might be assuming that it'll just be a clan thing, too, so...
okay.
I am fairly certain that Lord Bonethane would wish a public ceremony so that he could pay his respects. But he also understands the clan culture. So he will be awaiting word.
Yep.
I don't think we want to use the far signals for that anyway.
No,
Just-
I didn't
No.
want to.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was my point, was I didn't want to. I wanted to give the messages personally. So,
I think all of the city leaders that we would be inviting, we've been to at least. So if we need to do that in a couple days, we could.
I can definitely get as many people in one call as possible.
Oh, yeah. Or then we don't even have to travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, because we could go into... Is it Hardiman? We don't want to, pop into Bone Thane's head, but we know his Aermagh equivalent. BA, you could probably pop in, say hi.
And perhaps Tasha's aunt.
It's not a bad idea.
Probably some of the tower and the sanctum and the citadel and all of that. But this is why we're calling in reinforcements.
Well, any help will be appreciated, that's for sure. Because most of this would normally fall on me. And if we're doing 2 ceremonies, that's double the usual amount of effort. So, I'll take the help.
Once we have the dates, we can reserve the spider and probably the wrath for overflow as well. Is there another
Well, we can...
inn in the tower?
We can house some of the dignitaries in the keep.
Okay.
I also want to keep their arrivals quiet so that not all of them are at the same time and the opportunity arise to take some of them out.
Well, we can use the circle in the basement of the keep.
Right.
Bring him in, no one the wiser.
Yeah. We could also do a timetable, like a schedule, if we want,
Indeed.
within these 2 hours.
That would be wise.
Well, how long do you think we would need to prepare each ceremony?
Who's asking whom?
Just
I
sort of
think we
asking the
should-
table.
We've never done this, so Arilahkis would know, and perhaps Aribell's mother.
We didn't mourn my father, so I.
Well, if we're just getting the Lion Clan together, that's pretty easy for the first one.
Is it just the Lion
not
Clan, or
just going to be the Lion Clan? Huh? The first ceremony will be for the assembled clans. Your folks aren't going to like that very much. Nevertheless, he was lord of the entire city. The fact that he was Lion Clan is less important. Okay.
are you Lion Clan, Aermagh?
I'm no clan.
Oh,
I'm the
I didn't know.
Seneschal.
I thought you were part of one of the clans.
Nope. Never been offered.
That seems like an oversight.
Indeed.
Maybe it's not a bad thing that you're independent.
Yeah.
Something to ponder for the future. Yeah, well, don't ponder too hard. I'm fine.
Oh, wow.
Do you think 2 days would be enough time?
I think it'll be longer than that. The I think the body. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say body. I think the rites they performed will keep your father's preserved for up to a week. Is that right?
I think so.
So maybe the clans within the 2 days, 3 days. Is that sufficient, Aermagh?
Well, let's see. We gotta figure out... Well, I'll do it at the Temple of Pharaohs. So the where, at least for that one, is taken care of. How many people we talking? At last count, there were a total of 307 members of the assorted clans, including elders. Is that including kids? No. We letting the kids come? I think that would be up to the individual parents. If they wanted to bring them, they certainly could, but... So how many is that? 382. 382. And you're planning on doing the symphony line. It's probably going to take 4 hours to get everybody in and out, and then we got to feed them.
So we have Hugh and Sarah's niece, right, has a restaurant. Perhaps her and Cook and whoever else we can.
I would be happy to inquire if Cook would be willing to assist. Understand, though, if she does, she will inevitably end up running whatever operation she's part of.
Well, we'll need several kitchens, right? Or does the keep have a cook and big kitchen? I don't know what the setup is there.
Yeah, we got a big kitchen.
I could ask Kaylin.
I was thinking that as well.
I don't know if it's better to keep everything within the clan structure.
Maybe for the state
if
funeral, Gwen.
If Cook and I are assisting, then that's outside the clan structure to begin with. I would understand if that's a problem. It won't be. We'll take all the help we can get.
But maybe, Gwen, we could ask her to plan the menu for the state dinner and run that. Her reputation might be good there. We can ask my mother when she gets here, but...
I will write a note to Kaylin and to Tosk and see what can be done.
And then, how much longer afterwards would the public ceremony be?
Maybe we thinking, if that's 2 or 3 days, then maybe 5 days from now. So we have a couple of days in between.
Yeah, that one's going to be a little different. We'll have to hold that one in the keep. And we're going to have people there just to attend. So, your clan leaders, significant others, community leaders, representatives from the merchants.
What about, well, that'll be in the keep. Is there something we need to do for the people in the outer enclave to pay respects? I mean, he was their leader as well.
Oh, for the public ceremony, they will be invited as well. It will be an all-day event.
Okay.
And anyone who wishes to attend and pass through the sympathy line, we will obviously invite the dignitaries to do so first, followed by the more influential members of the outer enclave.
How about, instead of saying that, how about saying people who own businesses so that they may get back to business?
They close.
How about community leaders? That's kind of a good all-purpose name.
And less segregation between the two enclaves.
My intention is that community leaders are those who are influential in the Thunder's Edge community, regardless of which enclave they happen to be in.
Well, and in that, who decides?
Athgarr should decide.
Oh, Athgarr decides who's the important, more
Well,
influential members.
everyone will be invited if they wish to attend. Anyone from the community may pass through the sympathy line.
Right, but you said dignitaries first and then more influential members. So I'm wondering.
Well, dignitaries first, obviously. And then community leaders.
All right, community leaders. We'll go with that.
Obviously, business owners would be one category of person that would fall under community leaders.
Your
I mean,
temple leaders and
well, but how are you going to present that in a message or in a post? You're just gonna have to come one, come all, really.
Yes. Well, we will send invitations to the community leaders, so they will know. And we can simply say that it will be first the visiting dignitaries, and then the invited community leaders, and then anyone else who wishes to pay their respects.
do you have things you need Gwen for after we have breakfast, Athgarr?
No.
Perhaps I'll...
Go ahead.
No, sorry, I didn't. You were continuing. Sorry, go ahead. Perhaps all four of us should go.
I could do that.
We could see my mother first, and then she would know what we need to get from your estate. Because it may make sense to bring both Kaelin and Tosk with us, but... And if we need that, it would probably be better if you were with us, and maybe geared to help you dress and things.
Okay.
You're going to be making your debut as Athgar's partner publicly.
That may be premature.
Nope.
She is going to be presented as Lady Gwenlaren Duneshadow, noble of Aermagh, formally to the city.
I'm still of the city.
And your Thunder's Edge title probably as well,
Yes.
but
You're kind of a big deal.
it's probably been... Athgarr is single, and that may matter to people as being settled, and
It might. I don't know how widespread the knowledge is. It may be premature and perhaps not particularly politically wise.
but when it does come out, they will remember how they saw you at this event.
That is true.
Shiven certainly made her feelings known.
Who?
Yes, that was in the meeting we had with her before arriving at the Ivory's Wrath.
I don't know how she knows of these things, but I don't know that others know. Perhaps it's not that widespread knowledge.
Did you all walk here from Athgar's house early this morning where you were seen coming out of it together? Just saying, gossip spreads faster than you think.
That
And
is a
you
good
went there
point.
last night together as well, so.
I had completely forgotten to even consider such things.
I had not considered that either.
I grew up in the nobility. They like to gossip.
Sorry,
Sure.
Athgarr. I know that
It's
previously I've gone there in disguise. It didn't occur to me to do so today.
It's as much my fault as anyone's. But honestly, there are more important things to concern ourselves with, I think.
I don't think you should be concerned at all. I think that Gwen's status can actually only help you, Athgarr.
Yeah, it's very kind, Aribell, but everyone here knows me from before. And literally before the four. And so that knowledge is unlikely to do Athgarr any good.
But you are now part of the four.
And you are now a noble, sanctioned by the leader of the country. A fact they cannot afford to ignore.
We'll
And-
see.
But
There will be some who it will make no difference to. But I have a plan.
You keep saying that.
Why am I uncomfortable all of a sudden?
no public proposals. Those are
Oh.
never good.
No, that is not part of the plan.
Thank God.
Just
That
saying.
had never even occurred to me,
When it
Aribell.
is time, just don't do it in public.
Oh, Jesus.
Again, I think we're perhaps getting a little ahead of ourselves here. Or a lot.
Well,
Gwen kicks Aribell under the table.
I was trying to protect you. Don't kick me.
yeah,
You're lucky I'm only kicking.
Can't be any worse than a dwarven proposal, I'll tell you that.
Oh?
Yeah. The hopeful bride-to-be usually just shows up, grabs the guy by the beard, slings him over her shoulder, and walks off.
Well,
I
that
love that
explains
it's the
a
bride
lot.
to the be. I love that it's the bride to be, not the.
What do you know of dragon proposals?
Oh, stop.
I don't...
Oh, that was not nice.
We're not talking about that. Ever.
Well, I think that it probably would have just gone as a history lesson.
No,
Tosh,
we're not talking about that at all.
no one was implicating you in anything, Aermagh.
Uh-huh. You didn't see the look on her face.
Me?
I know that look.
All right.
As do I.
I'm just asking. I'm
How
a
would anyone
curious
like
kind of
more
person.
coffee cake?
I really would like some coffee cake.
Cook sent it with me. She felt it important that I contribute. Well, it smells great. I can smell it outside. I like cinnamon.
Mm-hmm.
Athgarr leans over to Gwen and says in kind of a stage whisper, "Do you suppose there are dragons that smell like cinnamon?"
I guess it would depend on what they've been eating.
Or who?
And I can't hear this
Not-
conversation.
Talking about this.
Oloric, would it be possible to reserve the rooms that you have available?
Of course. There are other lodgings I can point the merchants toward, if necessary.
We can, I'm sure, once we get back and start making plans, we'll go over to the Spider and reserve there as well.
Right. Athgarr, at some point, we're gonna have to sit down and talk security stuff. I'm well aware. I have some thoughts.
You keep saying that. Are you going to share these thoughts at any point?
With Aermagh, yes.
Perhaps you all can do that while we're in Aermagh.
Yeah. Sure, why not?
We have a bunch of orcs if you need help.
Oh.
I do not think we should bring orcs into the city during the state funeral. That was...
What the fuck?
We have an orc army now.
You have an orc army.
Yeah,
We've been busy.
they're good orcs, don't worry. We're going to
Mostly.
train them to live in the desert and fight Jaggervanans. Staring at me won't make it sound any better.
So it's
It's exactly what's going to happen.
So you're creating a cannon fodder squad.
Well, no, I think they'll probably be very successful.
But they're orcs.
That we
I'll-
freed.
I'll explain.
Mm.
It's a little involved. I should say.
They're very nice.
But they're orcs. I will explain. It's involved. It's complicated. It has several layers. But you will understand, and it will not seem as threatening, I promise.
You either trust us or you don't.
You I trust. Orcs? No.
Do you think that we would bring harm to the city?
Not intentionally. But the road to the Nine Hells are paved with good intentions.
It'll all be good.
This better be a damn good explanation. It is a tale like you've never heard before. I guarantee it.
How many days now has it been since we did the thing in Ballinamard?
I think 4?
Okay. 4 days.
Yeah. All right. Aermagh slides his chair back and hops to his feet.
While people are shuffling around and gathering, I lean over to Athgarr and say, "Are you sure you wouldn't prefer that I stay?"
If you are going to be so generous as to offer us the assistance of some of your people from your estate, it would need to be you who delivers that request.
I could write a message.
I'll be working with Aermagh and talking with the priestess at the Temple of Pharos and arranging for the invitations, coordinating at least the beginnings of catering afterwards. I have plenty to do.
You do, but try not to get bogged down with the details. Delegate. I had hoped to run some interference so that you wouldn't be dealing with food preparation. That you would instead just be... I mean, your father just passed away.
I'm certain I can ask Oloric for help. And
There are many you can ask for help.
Perhaps. But there are only a few that I trust. Oloric, Aermagh, Sten. Between the four of us, I believe we can at least make some headway while you're traveling.
Okay. I don't like leaving at this time.
I think I'm also going to see if I can prevail upon Master Ranro and have her come too.
Have you thought of inviting the dragons?
Yes. I thought when appropriate, perhaps when you return, I can prevail upon Zorith to contact Mother Tasha. I would at least like to invite the representatives of the septs.
Well, I would ask her before we go. But that's up to you.
Probably wise.
I do try.
So, Athgarr gets up and walks over to where Zorith is talking to Oloric. I beg your pardon, I don't mean to interrupt, but I actually have a favor to ask both of you. Gwen reminded me that our sphere of dignitaries has expanded slightly. And when you get a moment, if you would contact Mother Tasha and extend an invitation to her and the other sept representatives. And let them know that they would be welcome to the second ceremony.
Okay. I sure can.
And Oloric, I know you have a business to run, but perhaps I could meet with you tomorrow morning and just begin to rough out ideas for the two banquets. Of course, I'd be happy to help. I will come to see you tomorrow morning at the Wrath. I will look forward to it. Thank you, both of you. He walks back over to give Gwen a hug, and then walks out the door with Aermagh and Sten.
Bye.
He just kind of absently waves because he and Aermagh are already...
Arilahkis, like I'm gonna take over his job.
We talked about it at some point, I think, that maybe down the road that's what you would do.
We did? I don't remember
feel like that we did.
I would never.
You're muted.
Maybe she wasn't there for that conversation.
Yeah, maybe we just talked about Zori.
Maybe. Oh, shoot, everybody looks like
Well,
checking to see if they're all looking at each other and they're not.
does Oloric head back to the Wrath?
Yeah, after a few minutes.
Big hug, kiss on the cheek.
This time he just kind of looks at you for a second and just runs a finger down your cheek and turns and walks out.
Okay.
It's okay, Zori.
She blushes. Obviously.
After he walks out, I look at Zori and go, what developments have occurred?
You're not there last night?
They had already
Everybody
left,
else walked out, and you
I
stayed
think that-
behind.
No, nobody was there, but you and Oloric.
Yep.
No, that's not true.
Well, I think just Gwen and Athgarr had left to go to Athgar's. I don't know that we had
Yeah.
left, but
Oh,
she was over. We didn't hear it. We just saw the kiss, probably. But then they kissed when he got there this morning, right?
Well, cheek kisses.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think we were there yet.
oh, so continental.
Maybe Aribell, but yeah, you guys weren't there yet.
No, he
But we're not
gave me
going
a
to
kiss and I-
embarrass her.
Oh, I gave him a cheek kiss and he said, I like this. And I said, don't be so cocky.
Right.
Aribell had said nothing during that exchange either.
I said we could go slow. And I kissed him yesterday on the lips. And then I said slow.
Whatever will make you happy.
I thought there seemed to be an extra sparkle in his eyes today. I think you've
Quite
made him a very happy person.
Apparently, Chevenne is very interested.
She was giving him the eye all last night.
She did mention to us that she was very interested in the hot blue guy at the bar.
Yikes. Just a world
Zorith
of yikes.
just laughs. I mean, he is the hot blue guy at the bar.
Yeah.
So, when all of the next, let's say, week is done, well, I don't know when they will make we get through the funerals, then we have the whole voting conclave, where they
yeah, that's
put
right.
smoke in the air when they get a new leader, whatever.
Euro trip.
They've elected a new pope!
So quickly!
Wow.
The pope is dead. They've elected a new pope.
Should probably sit down and, well, once we know if Athgarr, which I expect he will be, but officially is in place, what that means for us.
Yeah. Decisions will have to be made.
But I don't want to say that to him because I don't want him to make choices because he's very noble and he may try to do things to address whatever. I don't have concerns, but we need to talk at some point of what that means because he'll need you here more, Gwen.
I don't know. I don't know that he will. We've not talked about any of that.
Right.
He might
I
like for you to be here more.
But again, I think that can wait until after he actually.
Indeed.
But
We just need to get through the next few weeks, and
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
But in any event, he won't be going with us.
At this point, everything is up in the air. So we need to find out if he's even going to be the leader and go from there. They'd be foolish not to choose him, but they've been foolish before.
Well, and Tremaine's personality didn't help things because it was not a secret, I'm sure, that Tremaine had issues with Athgarr.
Well, many people had issues with Tremaine, so
Right.
we'll see.
Which... Is this what Athgarr wants? For sure?
I think so. He has a lot of ideas for change, and he's still processing a lot of those and has shared only some of them with me. So
I have some ideas. ... I
Right.
have some more ideas. ... Boy, his head is probably full.
I suspect so.
Maybe Aermagh will be able to help him.
Well, this is our adopted city. It's your home, so whatever we can do to help
Yeah.
Thank you.
either of you.
Let's make our trip and get
Yes.
back as quickly as we can.
Yeah, it shouldn't take long.
I know he said to go, but it feels a little bit like leaving him in his hour of need. So I'd rather go and get back quickly.
If you want to stay, I kind of just wanted to make sure we had a chance to spend some time together, but we kind of just covered that we need to talk when all this is over. So
Yeah.
I just didn't want to say that in front of everyone.
Understandable. If you wouldn't mind, I think I would like to stay.
Okay.
I'll
I'll
write.
raid your closet for you.
Thank you. And
You're welcome.
Geerta will know what to grab, and I'll just write a note to Tosk and to Geerta.
When we
And to
get
Kaylin.
to the estate, then maybe Zora, you can do your big sending, and then she can just talk straight to Tosk, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's do that.
Super smart.
Gwen,
Yes?
you can do all of this.
Thank you, but this is a lot, and it seems as though there's some assumptions about me and my role in Athgar's life that he and I haven't had these conversations. I mean, we just started this, and I mean, we haven't even had sex. Like, it's not even this all seems rather premature, and I'm worried that it's going to complicate things. This is getting messy.
And it's only going to get messier before it calms down.
That's my concern.
There's no way to avoid the messy.
We'll be here to help you on our side.
But I
I'm
think-
willing to beat up anybody that gets in our way.
But you should be you, Gwen. You don't need to be anybody different.
I appreciate that. It's just, when people start giving him a hard time, and they will. I know that. I'm no politician. I would rather just, threaten them with
How
bodily
about-
harm.
Okay, well, maybe don't do that part. But all the
How
other
about-
parts about being you.
How about you don't run?
Don't run?
Mm-hmm. If it starts to get really hard, don't walk away, don't run, don't pull back because you don't think he would want you, or if it gets tough, don't pull yourself out of it. Don't pull yourself away, because I know that he respects you and wants you in his life. And even though it's new, he values you. And if you don't even stay together, I'm saying there's no reason to run.
I won't run. That would be leaving him when he needs help the most.
Right.
What I will do is put a dagger in my boot and, be prepared.
Got it.
Don't assume that your relationship with him is a liability,
That's a good way to put it.
because you have given him the strength to do what needs to be done. And he probably can't do it without you.
You're his closest friend. And while Aermagh will be his counsel on some things, it's you he trusts the most. And we
Very
all
kind.
love you, and
We're telling you the truth. You can say we're being kind. I'm not sure we are, but we're telling you the truth.
you're worse.
I won't run. We are the four, and we do not run.
That's right.
And we'll make sure we have some sort of signal, so if you need backup, if you need one of us to keep you from stabbing anyone, we're there.
Or maybe I just need you to haul away the body.
I'm there
Yeah.
for that.
We have a portable hole for that.
That's right.
Where they can die over and over.
Only if they have the ring on. But it is kind of the perfect place to stash a body and get away with a crime.
Yeah.
I didn't say that as a paladin. Don't tell anybody. I'm sure if you killed them, they were bad people.
That's right. They were all very bad.
And then we can feed them to a dragon. So
It
they
does
really
make
did
it
not
really
mess
hard.
with you.
That's right. It's hard to track down evidence when it's in the bottom of a dragon.
Ooh. And tasty as well.
And we're back to cinnamon.
Give Gwen a hug.
Thank you. I so appreciate all of you having my back, as I have his back. It's a lot of back.
We have his back too.
We're family.
We will get through these next few days.
And then, Tasha, you still have to write a song, right?
No, I did it.
You
for
already-
the...
This
You mean
one
that-
added the
No, for Tremaine. Didn't we talk about you writing a song for Tremaine?
Oh, yep. Okay, going upstairs.
Well, we're going to Aermagh. Or you can go write a song, whichever
Oh, you can go write a song, and it'll be Aribell and me still in Aermagh. We can get stuff done.
Oh, no, I'm going with you. I can write the song while we're doing the thing. It's fine.
So I'll run and grab some parchment and write a note. I know that you'll do ascending when you get there, but I figured I would at least write a note with a list of some of the items that I know I'll need.
Tasha, while we're working on the funeral with my mother, my father might be able to give you some information about Tremaine's exploits in the war for your song.
Ooh, good stuff.
And men always like talking about war.
They do.
What's the Aecathan equivalent of the Roman Empire, Jeff? You think of the Roman Empire 5 times a day.
Right. That is a funny meme.
Also remember that Shiven offered to sit down with you and tell you stuff about Tremaine as well.
Yes.
And that would probably be politic to involve her in the song as well.
Oh, I will definitely ask her many questions.
Gwen, since you're staying, could you ask Aermagh where we should put my parents? Maybe the spider? I don't know, or if the keep has rooms. Didn't we find out they didn't really have rooms? And then they said they had, I don't know.
I'll ask.
They have rooms that they can set up as guest rooms.
Oh, okay.
They're
I think
just
it would
not
be
always in that configuration.
Right. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess they could stay here. That seems...
No.
Well, I'm sure they'll be special guests.
All right. Aermagh! We haven't been there in a while.
Whoop.
No, you haven't.
Where is the preferred... I think I'm just going to set us right out front her parents' house.
We can circle back, right? So...
Yes.
Yeah. I cast teleport.
Okay.
Ah.
Go ahead and roll percentile.
Oh. I always hate this one. Nope, that's not the right one. Sorry, please hold. I have dice that are hiding from me.
They're hiding?
Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. That's a 42.
There's a blinding flash, and you are standing in front of Aribell's parents' manor house.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yep.
Trying to find my little thing about the house. I go to whatever door I'm supposed to go to.
Okay.
Pam can't remember at the moment, but I know there's guards and stuff, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they snap their weapons into a ready position when you appear.
Mm-hmm.
And then after a couple long seconds, they're like, oh. And they kind of go back to that rest position.
Sorry. But good response time.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
There's orcs in town now. We've been drilling. Just
Why
in
are
case
there
they
orcs
get
in
loose.
Oh, they're good orcs.
No.
Oh, they have the bad orcs. That's right.
But they took care of those.
they're in a stockade.
It's probably making everybody a little antsy.
We didn't
Yes.
kill the orcs.
No, not. I know. These are the orcs that that faked coming to.
Well, these are the orcs that
yeah, they
did
said
not
that we give up.
did not pass the test.
No, these are the orcs from
No.
Ballinamard. Yeah, they're in a
Yes.
stockade in Aermagh with
Yes.
what's his Warbender.
Yep, that's where they got sent.
Okay.
Are they just outside of town a little bit though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But everybody knows they're there.
Well, hopefully people don't like try to sneak in and kill them because that's
That would be bad.
well, I'm sure that the army will keep them well contained, but it does not hurt to be prepared.
Just in case. You going in?
Yeah.
They open the doors for you.
Go inside.
Okay. It is as you remember. Although it smells a little bit less musty than the last time you were here because it's warmer and they've actually got some windows open.
Winter's over.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, for us real life people, that's many months away.
It's not even really gotten started yet.
Ugh.
At least down here in the southern part.
It hasn't started yet here either.
Although apparently it is going to in a couple days.
It's a little chilly today.
Yeah, definitely chilly.
Mm-hmm.
Damp.
All right, so where do you go? You are standing in the main foyer.
No butler. Then probably go to my mother's
Workroom?
let's see. Yeah, workroom because
The
it's even later in the day here than right.
Yes, but, it was like 11 a.m. in Thunder
So it'd
Head,
be
so it's like
After lunch. Okay.
it's like 1 in the afternoon.
So yeah, to her workroom.
Okay. As you open the door, you see her sitting with her back to you. She's clearly working on something.
Knock on the door as we come in.
Aribell.
God, so much has happened. I run over and give her a hug.
Oh,
Thinking of all the stuff they don't know.
it is so good to see you.
Keep that in mind. I have a favor to ask.
Well, this is a first.
How do you feel about spending a few days in the desert?
If you had asked me this but 2 weeks ago, I would have immediately leapt at the chance. Now, I would still enjoy it.
Have you heard the news that Lord Tremaine has passed?
Yes, your father told me.
You know, we're very close with his son.
Oh, yes, that nice young man. I met him.
Yes, he came for dinner.
Yes.
Um,
How is he handling this?
as well as can be expected.
Well, that's something, I suppose.
I think he is grieving, but also finding himself thrown into his duty. And perhaps when all of that is done, he will have some more time to process.
Well, please give him my best when you see him again.
Well, that is... You might be able to do that yourself in the desert trip that I mentioned.
Oh, you wish me to go to Thunder's Edge?
Yes. Athgar's made the decision to have both a clan funeral, as tradition would indicate, but also given Tremaine's role within the larger, also to have a state funeral.
That is very generous of him.
And no one there has ever planned a state event like that. And so I thought perhaps you would be able to come help me and the others with all of that planning.
Well, that is a lot, but I would be happy to offer whatever assistance I could.
Well, Thunder's Edge is generally a little anti-outsider given Tremaine's relationship with our family. We thought we could get away with it.
Have you talked to your father yet?
No, he's next. But I'll talk to him, and then we were going to go over to Gwen's estate and see if we can have Gerta and Tosk prepare what she'll need clothing-wise, and thought about bringing Kaelin with us to help plan the state dinner.
That would be a very good choice. Are there people down there who are talented enough to assist her?
Yes.
Very good.
And the keep has a well-equipped kitchen, so...
I would assume.
But Zori can teleport us back, and do you think you could be ready to leave today, or should we come back tomorrow?
Well, I will have to cancel a few appointments. How long were you anticipating we would stay?
I think we'd need your expertise, but we were kind of thinking it would probably be about 5 days before we could have everything. Is that about right?
Ooh. Well, I would have to cancel several appointments.
But does that seem right for if they do the clan funeral in the next 2 or 3 days, then the state in 5? Does that...
And how many people are you anticipating that we will need to accommodate, and are we feeding them?
I think yes, feeding the dignitaries for sure. Probably not the whole town, but it'll be a public funeral. But once we get there with you, we can sit down with Aermagh, and Aermagh will probably be busy with the clan funeral. Sten, his assistant, but probably all of the major city leaders. The clan elder, like clan's leadership. I don't.
So you are working with the seneschal and his assistant?
Yes.
I guess I didn't realize that you had developed a relationship with both of those people.
What kind of a big deal? She laughs.
And your mother reaches out and goes, "Of course you are, dear."
I do need to talk to you about some other changes when I have you and Father together.
Oh, not something that I need to worry about.
No more than you already worry.
Oh, well, that is fine then.
Do you want me to tell him, or?
Let's go tell him together.
Okay. Oh, Zori and Tasha are here.
Oh, hello.
We're gonna go just walk around.
You're welcome to
something.
come and sit in here. The furniture is very comfortable, I can attest to that.
We'll come and sit in here. Come back and pick us up, Aribell.
Okay. Thank you, Mother. Means a lot, and it'll be very helpful. It'll take something off of Athgar's plate that he doesn't need to deal with.
Well, then I am doubly happy to help. He should not have to worry about these things. He has just lost his father.
Unfortunate sometimes when you have the position that he does, or people like him do, you don't necessarily get your own time.
That is true. Oh. Darling, can I interrupt you? Yeah, I suppose. This'll keep, I guess. Well, maybe not. So what can... Hi, Aribell.
Hello.
Come and give your dad a hug.
Okay. And then I have a favor.
Uh-oh. I knew she wouldn't just come back to visit. Well, she is visiting. That is just more. Right. Okay.
I need you and Mom to come to Thunder's Edge with me for a week or so.
Oh, I heard. How's the young man doing? He's just lost his father. How do you expect he's doing? Well, I'm assuming that she's had more of an opportunity to speak to him than you have, dear. So how about letting her answer, maybe?
It's complicated. It's complicated.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
He loved his father, but you know Tremaine, and it's complicated.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of responsibilities, and...
Is he going to be taking over his father?
That will be up to the clan votes that will come in the coming weeks.
I'm sorry. A vote?
I think that's how it works. I think each clan puts up their nominee, and then the clans vote. It's not a given that it will be Athgarr.
That's terrifying.
So all of everything he does over the next few days to lay his father to rest will also be judged by all of the members of the clans to see if he's capable and ready to lead.
Wow.
So they're planning a clan funeral, but have also made the decision to have a state public funeral as well, which is why I came to ask Mother to come help with planning for that, since there is not a Lady Tremaine and no one there has done a state funeral dinner, all of those things, and so we came to ask the two of you to come.
There's nothing I have that I can't put off. I am already making arrangements to cancel my appointments. I have already said that I would go and help.
And
well, of course, I'll come help too.
And Tasha is working on a song. She's going to talk to some of the clan elders, but I thought maybe you could give her some war stories to include in the...
I can do that. I'm sure she can pretty them up, because some of them aren't that nice, but I've heard that dragon song of hers.
She's written a few recently to up Athgar's reputation a little bit as well, so she has some new songs that are very good.
Think I might be able to hear them while we're there?
I'm sure she would be happy to.
I'd like that.
before we go, while I have the two of you, there's something I want to tell you.
Okay. She's being very mysterious about this.
What was the guy's name? Who's the guy that died? This is Pam. Who's the hand of drawer? What was his name?
Oh, what was his name? Hold on, I will find it for you. Gracious.
You know, the dead guy.
Yeah,
Anyway.
that one guy. I'm sure. I know I've got it somewhere.
No, I do too. I just don't have my notebook with me.
Let's see. Let's see if I can find it before someone else.
Is it in the atlas? I don't know.
The race is on. No, it's not in the atlas.
Okay.
I will find it.
There's something. Anyway. He doesn't have a song written about him. No. Actually, I'm sure he does, but.
Okay. Because you are that person before we get to Ballinamard or after?
So Dondratir
During.
Blazing Cloak.
Blazing Cloak, thank you. Should have totally remembered that. Did the news of Sir Blazing Cloak's death make it to Aermagh? I'm sure it did, but...
Blazing Cloak. Blazing Cloak? The Hand of Torora. Oh, yes. Yes. Although, very light on details. Simply something about an attack.
He was set upon by a group of Jagravanans in outside Costed's way, and murdered.
Jagravanans that far north?
It was, from what all we can tell, a very well planned execution.
Well, yeah, we'd heard. Not those details, but we'd heard.
Right. I trust you all to be discreet, so I'm only telling you this next part so that you're aware, but it's not like something that gets advertised.
All right. You can count on our discretion, dear. We have lots of practice. Yes, we do.
So I had a conversation with Torora.
She says hi.
I can't quite tell if you're joking or not.
I'm not.
Did she talk back?
Yes, she came to me in a vision, dream kind of. It's not the first time it's happened, but so I've taken his place.
No, that doesn't make any sense because you're still alive, so... Dear, I think she means she's accepted the position as the new hand. No! That...
I don't want you to worry.
But he was killed. You said very efficiently. Does that mean that now that those people will be coming after you too?
This is why we're not telling people.
If they don't know that she is the new hand, they can't target her.
But at some point, after all of what we're dealing with is done, we will be heading south again to take care of things.
I don't like the sound of that.
But I will continue to be careful as always.
You've obviously still got some expert magical support.
Yes.
Do you still have your other 2 companions as well?
3, yes. The 4. I mean, there's the 4 of us,
man.
yes.
Yes.
Well, besides the young. I mean, there's Tasha, Zori, and Gwen.
Well, Zori's with you.
Well, she's waiting in the other room.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
So
This was a conversation that she was going to have with her folks alone.
Right. Well,
I mean, we just, captured a bunch of orcs and brought them to town. I mean, don't worry.
you did that.
Well, when we freed Ballinamard, yeah.
Was Ballinamard not free?
We have a whole week. I'll get you all caught up. But Will knew bad things. We took care of it.
The Will knew.
Yeah, had taken over the whole city. But we freed them, so they're all good now.
You mean the Will knew are real?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We had only really seen the creatures that they make before, but now we've met them. They are not. Of course they're real. It's a long story, but it's okay. We're all safe.
I believe that your father is going to need a stiff drink or 2. And
We have a very good bar to take you to.
I do believe that I am going to need to join him.
You know this is what we do.
But not creatures out of legend. They're stories.
Dragons, Mom. Dragons.
But we knew there were dragons. We just didn't know there were nice dragons. This is going to take a lot of getting used to. Suppose it's too late to ground you.
A little bit. I mean, I have a higher calling that I have to be responsive to.
Damn.
I could probably get out the window.
Yeah.
I have a friend who can teleport.
That would be very hard for us to defend against.
And you raised me to help others, and that is what I'm doing.
Don't you hate it when she throws our words back at us?
I am the product of your raising.
She is throwing your words back at you. And it doesn't bother me that much.
And we're very careful, and we are far more equipped against the types of things that we are facing than we used to be.
Well, that's something.
And if it makes you feel better, we carry a rod of resurrection around, so it's not likely that if anything happened, it would stay permanent.
Oh, well, that makes me feel so much better.
I'm trying to help.
When do you need us to be ready to leave?
Well, Zori and Tasha are here, so you could go back with us today, or we could come back tomorrow if you need longer to pack.
Yeah. I'll have the servants begin packing us. How long are we staying? She said about 5 days.
Till the funeral, so I would plan a week just to be safe.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
And-
We're going to go over to Gwen's estate and get things together there for her. And Mother, could you have some nicer clothes packed for me as well?
Of course. Something appropriate for a state funeral.
I know we have our nice cloaks that we wear, but
But you'll need something appropriate to wear underneath.
and for dinner and
If you don't have anything in your wardrobe, I'm certain that I have things you can borrow.
Thank you. All right. Well, we'll go.
Yes, we will begin preparing to go. I will send messengers to cancel my appointments, and we will try to be ready when you return.
All right. Well, we'll go take care of things at Gwen's and then be back in a while.
Okay.
She kisses her dad on the cheek.
And he just wraps you in a big hug.
I promise I'm careful.
Good. Still gonna worry. But, in fairness, when don't I? Alright. Get you gone. We'll start packing.
The only one of the four with parents. Well, Zori has parents. We just don't know where they are.
Theoretically,
Well, we kind of know where they are. But
they're ethereal. They're Schrodinger's parents right now.
both alive and dead.
And potentially they exist.
We
Potentially
found out
don't
they
know.
were alive, though, right? We just don't know where they are.
That was really good. The Schrodinger's
was a really
reference was really good.
Yep.
Wow.
It was very like nerd, like
Yes,
meta, like-
it was a meta geek reference.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
job.
Full props. Full props.
All right. He goes and finds Zori and Tasha. I think when we're at Gwen's, I can get a drink.
Yes.
Do that.
We probably don't have time to go see JoJo's.
I mean, I think we should go to JoJo's before we go to Gwen's.
I mean, if we made it quick, they're gonna be busy doing things.
Just a little drink. A little drink.
We could see Synchron.
We could. He misses us.
It's the middle of the afternoon. They shouldn't be that busy. It's after the lunch rush.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And then they need time to pack.
Yeah. We're just being accommodating. Thoughtful.
I told my parents about the whole hand thing. I didn't take it too well.
I mean, would you? If your daughter came to you and said, by the way, I have this new job.
I might not be the right person to ask that question.
Sorry.
That's okay. But I guess that should make me understand a little bit better why they would be a little...
Cross?
They weren't cross. They just worry.
I mean, gosh,
Okay.
we're part of the everything, and we would still worry.
Well,
I think
worry.
it was...
I worry less when she's with us.
Right.
I feel like maybe the whole adventuring thing is a little abstract to them, and maybe becoming less abstract of what we actually do.
I find that funny, as your dad was in the war.
I know, but that's different.
Is it?
I mean, dragons and orcs and Thwilnu and Joggervanas.
I think parents like to lie to themselves about their adult children.
He did think about grounding me.
Yeah, that's adorable.
I'm lucky to have them.
You are. You're very lucky.
Let's get a drink. That's a lot. And for me to want to drink, it was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go.
As you head out from Aribell's parents' manor house and head for the Shouting Pirate, that's where we're going to stop this week.
Got it.
We'll pick this back up with JoJo next time. That'll be fun. I haven't seen JoJo in a while. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So, thank you very much for your attention. We appreciate it very much. And hope that you'll continue to give us that attention next time. And let us welcome you back once more into the lands of Aecathan. Good night, everybody.